It's amazing what you find when you're researching plasma physics. I found that the Soviets made a blueprint for modern AI. Now, everyone thinks artificial intelligence was born in America. Alan Turing, MIT, Silicon Valley, ChatGPT. But a declassified CIA document that I stumbled across tells a very different story. In 1971, two Soviet scientists, L.T. Kuzin and A.B. Preobrazhensky, published a paper called The Problem of Creating Artificial Intelligence. The CIA quietly translated it, catalogued it, and filed it away for decades. Now, what these men wrote half a century ago reads like the operating manual for today's AI. It's incredible. They actually proposed 3 ways to build artificial intelligence. First, a synthetic neuron network, a mathematica, a model of the brain capable of learning and adapting. At the time, American scientists had just abandoned the neural networks after a really critical US study claimed they couldn't work. The Soviets, however, kept going. Second, they proposed formal mathematics and algorithms, logical reasoning that could be programmed directly into a computer. That was the mainstream American approach. And third, this is what the Soviets said in the paper, here's the breakthrough, they proposed a language-based system, a machine that learns behavior through its own grammar and dictionary, then translates that into code using a meta-language called REFAL, R-E-F-A-L. That is essentially the conceptual skeleton of today's large language models, machines that learn by predicting and translating patterns in language. So, while US researchers were divided into tribes, not sure which way to go, the neural camp, the logic camp, the linguistics camp, the Soviets in 1971 combined all 3 into a single unified design for artificial intelligence, a system that could learn, reason, and speak. That's why the CIA was watching. To them, this wasn't science fiction. It was potential military advantage and technology, self-learning control systems, automated decision-making, even autonomous weapons guidance. I stumbled across this while I was researching plasma intelligence. How on earth did you get there, you ask? But I was looking at how energy systems can self-organize and behave intelligently, and the parallels are pretty uncanny. Both describe intelligence as something that emerges from networks of interacting patterns, whether neurons, equations, or significantly electromagnetic fields. This discovery doesn't rewrite the entire history of AI, but it does prove that the first complete blueprint of modern artificial intelligence was drafted in Moscow, not California, and that the CIA knew it and hid it. The next step, of course, is to retrieve the full 1971 atomizdat volume to uncover the original equations and see exactly how far they went. Because this forgotten or hidden Soviet model isn't just a Cold War curiosity, it's a missing chapter in the evolution of human and possibly non-human intelligence. This is almost like a Bible where a whole chapter is taken out of it and hidden in the Vatican Library. The CIA knew the Soviets were well ahead of anything happening in the US on artificial intelligence, and the CIA hid it. And even now, today, because I know you'll ask, this document is very well hidden. Now, I have a few friends that are connected to people in Russia, but I bet you have more, and I bet you can find it. So here's the challenge. I'll give you everything I've got. But unfortunately, I'm thinking XAI, Elon Musk, and maybe ChatGPT, and a few other very wealthy people will not be very impressed with me when I tell them the Soviets got there first and the CIA have just been hiding it.